of the Frostnyrrd Saga, also known as the Pie Friends, and this episode will be entitled The One with the Turtle and the Wolf. So we'll do a quick recap of session 30 and we'll get straight in. So while Tortle was in the Brotherhood collecting his assignment, Duvar went missing. When Tortle looked around, all he could find was a warehouse that had been broken into, but no sign of the missing Tortle. The group then regrouped and spent the morning in the sunken night waiting for Duvar to reappear, and he did not. So after a rather fruitless search, the group decided to leave town and head south towards the village of Breckerby. And after travelling 2 days across country, they managed to arrive in the evening, found the inn, and decided to spend the evening. They woke up to find yet another member of the party was missing, as Kassar was gone, leaving all of his gear in his room. He had left, presumably via the window, which was now ajar, and on investigation the group could find tracks leading off into the east, and we'll catch up with them as they start the search. So just a very quick, if anybody's now watching, just give me a shout if the volume sounds off, because I've had a few complaints and I've tried to fix it, but if it's not working, then God knows.
It sounds all right to me. Yeah, just to look. I'm just listening in. Do you want to say a couple of things?
This is a volume check, and this is very professional, and this is what we do now.
Yeah, you're okay. You're not as high, you're not as loud as other people, but you're fine.
Perfect. Okay, so we'll start off with the group leaving the Leaning Anvil, and the group now consisting of Ulfar, Tortle, and Cluck. That is, well, I was going to say the brains of the outfit, but looking at the intelligence scores, probably not.
Not at all. Yeah, you should, like, if I've not been doing well at role playing my intelligence, you should, like, catch me on that, because I forget that I'm a moron.
Mine's about average.
Yeah, Tortle,
Yeah.
to be fair, you're doing all right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you've just found some tracks underneath your window.
Yeah,
And
we've collected up and split up all of Kassar's gear, and I think we were just going to go and follow the tracks. I think that was where we finished us at.
Yeah, so just to confirm, the tracks themselves, based on your check, you could see that there was what appeared to be a second set of imprints within.
Yeah, like somebody is trying to follow someone without leaving their own tracks, almost. Okie doke. Yeah, in what direction do these tracks head off in terms of on the map?
They seem to head east from your current location.
Like directly east?
Yeah, east through the snow as opposed to east along the road that's been cleared.
Okay. No worries. Okay. Yeah, we're intending to follow them. I'm going to keep sort of paying attention to the tracks to see if these two tracks diverge at any point, but we'll follow them if nobody else has got any other ideas.
That sounds like a no.
Yes, no, nobody's dissenting. So okay, so yeah, we set off following these and make sure that they don't split into two separate channels. Where do we go?
Okay, so the tracks track eastward across the snow, and then they seem to disappear as a road cuts across their path to one of the houses. And when you look around the opposite side of that path, you can't see any more tracks. So it appears they did not cross and continue eastward. So I would like you now to check, or to make another survival check in an attempt
Another survival.
to find the trail, or to pick up the
Mhm.
trail again.
Okay. I've lost the track. Can anybody see it?
I suppose we should probably all have a look.
Mm-hmm. Certainly with what I just rolled. David, do you want to roll for Clark as well?
Cluck is completely disinterested.
Okay, he's just sort of following.
Yeah, he's just sort of following.
Okay.
He is very much a see it sort of predator. He's not a tracking sort of predator.
Yeah. Okay, so
And I can say this because he's got a mouthful of dinner.
yeah. So Critel rolled 21 with.
Yep. So Critel, with your roll, you're able to see that the tracks resume to the south. So as you sort of circle round and look, so you've crossed over this bit here, and then you sort of picked up the tracks here, and they seem to loop around the back of this building.
Guys, the tracks lead this way.
Good job. When I see the tracks down here, do they still appear to be two sets, or has it just become one at this point?
They appear to be still two sets within the single set of track.
Okay.
So as you start to round the building, you will see a third set of tracks, but your sort of your sight is drawn away from that by what awaits you in what appears to be a stable yard, and you can see in that stable yard what appear to be several dead and sort of half consumed horses. So several dead horses that have had chunks torn out of them by what appears to be some sort of animal.
Okay. Looking at the bodies, does it look similar to werewolf attacks that Ulthar has seen in his past? Do you want me to take some kind of check for that?
I would like some sort of check for that. I would
What
like
sort of history or perception or nature?
let's say nature.
Nature, okay. I do not.
Yeah, so from all you can tell is that the horses have been butchered.
Yeah, which is fair because that would be a hard thing to discern anyway if you weren't a moron. Okay. So we've sort of seen some other tracks. This third set of tracks going off in a different direction or the same direction as the tracks that we're following.
So it's a bit odd. So as you look at it, you can see that the tracks seem to approach to around the same area you are, and then they change. And I'd like you to make another survival check now to see how well you can read everything you can see on the ground here.
Okay.
So thankfully, you're aided by the fact that there's been snow and it doesn't appear to be that anybody else has been through this area. So apart from your own tracks, it's quite easy.
I'm rolling like dogs.
It's quite easy to determine what you can see. So With the third set of tracks now, they appear to be boots, and they come from around the front of the building to the rear, where they suddenly change direction, and judging by the stride length, speed, and they head off to the east, and the original set of tracks seem to follow them.
Okay.
But the original set of tracks now only seems to have one impression. There isn't this inner impression in them.
Okay. No worries. Okay. Something is very, very wrong. We must move quickly. And
I agree.
yeah,
It looks like we need to head east.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello,
Clark would
Clark.
agree that horse is a good protein.
Findus.
Finder's lasagna.
Right. It's a shame. We're heading into the woods. Kassar loves the woods.
Sad
You
face.
never know. We might find him in there, finally getting his bacon.
Yes. Right. Onwards. What do we find? What do we see?
Okay. So as you track off to the east, you follow the trail quite easy now, given that there's two sets of prints and they're sort of following each other. It leads off some distance into the woods, and you can see up ahead there's a clearing. And as you approach it, we will find out what you see in a short while. So, Duvar, you are outside the Brotherhood Brewery. And as you look around while you wait for Quatel, you sort of, as you're glancing around, you can see that behind you there is an open door into what looks to be a large, expansive building, sort of set opposite the brewery itself.
Ooh. Okay. Well, I'll have to have a take a look then, won't I?
That would be best.
I'd like to go and investigate that little the open door.
Okay, so you approach the building. Now, remind me, do you have dark vision?
Sorry?
Do you have dark vision? Can you see in the
No.
dark? Okay,
No, I don't.
then I would like you to make a perception check with disadvantage as you peer into this dark warehouse.
All right. So perception with disadvantage.
Okay, so as you strain your eyes and start to adjust for the darkness, inside the building you can see what appears to be a multitude of different barrels. Some sort of large storage ones and smaller ones that seem to be used for transport. It's at this time you feel like what feels like a bug bite or something in your neck.
Ouch.
And as you sort of
Slaps.
reach round for it, you can feel it. It's not a bug bite, but a dart.
Okay. I pull out the dart. Do I feel? How do I feel?
The room starts to spin, and you black out.
Okay.
Okay, I do.
I sink into my shell as I do.
Okay. When you awaken, you feel confined, cold, and I'd like you to make a perception check.
Okay, just normal one.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Okay. So as you sort of adjust to your darkness, you can't really see anything, but you can hear what it appears to be the ocean or the sea, and that's further confirmed by the fact that you can smell salt in the air.
Not in Kansas anymore, then I guess.
It's definitely not what you remember to be the Caldiceld itself.
The lovely smell of the swamp. Okay, I'm in a box then, am I?
You're not sure. You just feel like you're sort of like
Constraint.
it's just big enough to sort of contain your shell, and if you sort of like stick out your limbs, you feel like you're penned in.
Okay. Can I push on the sides and see if there's see if I can tell what type of what's constraining me?
Sure. I'd like you just to make a straight up strength check.
Okay.
Okay. So as you test the walls of your confinement, you will feel it rock and sway before it falls, and you get a sense of falling. And then with a crack, it will open, and you will tumble out onto a rocky, beachy, shingly sort of shore
Yeah.
in what appears to be the dead of night. Now, thankfully for you, one of the moons is sort of full and uncovered, so it's sort
Oh, brilliant.
of
See in the dark. No problem then.
it's giving you like it's giving you enough light so you can start to make out your surroundings. So the first thing you notice is the sort of debris of whatever you were contained in. It appears to be some sort of barrel.
Oh, okay. Was there drink in it? That's what's important to do, though.
No, there was no drink in it. There was only you.
Good then.
There is what appears to be a wagon of barrels, similar sort of barrels nearby. And there's also some other buildings and sort of like they appear to be like covered storage areas.
Right.
And then as you turn around, you can see in front of you a large, expansive cove, which you can just make out because you can see the cliffs sort of against the horizon.
Okay. One thing Duval does is whisper to himself and says, I'm going to have words with that Alpha. The way of travel was terrible. Okay. Well, I start looking around, I suppose, and seeing where to look.
Okay.
What's...
So you can make another perception check now.
Okay.
Okay. So from what you can see, there only seems to be one way up from the cove that you're in, and it's a path or a road that leads between some buildings, and you can make those out from the occasional window in the occasional light in the window.
Okay. Right then. What am I doing? I'm lost in the middle of a thing just broken out a barrel. They've left me in the middle of a beach for some reason. Is there any tracks nearby or anything like that I could have a look to see if they drop me off a
Based on your perception roll of 11, you can't make out enough detail in the dark. Essentially, you're seeing things in a grayscale and to a limited range.
Okay.
So apart from the occasional light from a window that you can see sort of above you in the village, you can't make out much else at distance.
Okay. All right. I follow the trail then. I think we'll go follow the trail.
Okay, so that will lead up to what appears to be some sort of town or village square. There is a empty gallows set within it. There's a sort of a large, ominous-looking building to your left, and then there is sort of across from you there is a building that has lights on in all of the downstairs windows, and sort of the soft murmur of merriment.
Okay. Okay, well, go and have I'll do an investigate on that. See if I can have a little look around the building.
Okay, I'd like you to make another perception check.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, as you approach from between the building that you're going towards and the building next to it, you will see a dark figure, sort of sneaks the wrong word, but stalk off from behind it and start heading, presumably, to your right.
Okay. Does he look? Does he look like trouble to me? Does he have that stalk of someone who's going to be causing trouble?
Potentially. How would you take somebody who's not walking on the clear footpaths and seems to be going through the backsides and gardens of the village?
Okay.
They attempt to be trying to avoid the light from what you've seen, although with your perception check they didn't avoid your gaze.
Okay. I'll follow in that direction, just to see what they're up to.
Okay, so are you going to follow parallel with them next to, like, staying on the path, or are you going to try and sort of like get behind them and follow their direction of travel?
I'm gonna follow their direction of travel. So I'm gonna get behind them and try and be as quiet as possible, following their tracks.
Okay, so as you get behind the building, you will start to be able to make out some large, unusual footprints in the snow that lead off to the east.
Okay. Right. I follow those footprints then. I'm going to try and be a bit stealthy when I follow them.
Okay, make a stealth check, please.
Okay, let's go with that. God. Okay, here we go. This is where Duval rattles down the walkway.
Oof.
It's over 10.
So, as you turn the corner and start to follow the tracks, you do make like loud enough noise that you disturb one of the inhabitants of the building. But whatever you are following seems to have moved off at such a speed that you can't see it anymore, and you can only see the tracks.
Okay. I keep on following the tracks. I ignore the people in the building. I keep on following the tracks, and I try to hide my own tracks within their tracks.
Okay, so these tracks will head east, and then they will turn to the south and cross over what is like a cleared part of the path. And I'd like you at this point to make another perception check.
Roger.
There is a lot of checks in your future.
None containing money.
Non-containing money. Okay, so ahead of you, you can see a light come on at a window, and a man come out of the building in front of you and start to move round the side of the building.
Does he have a weapon on him?
He does not. He seems to be sort of like ill prepared for the coldness of the night, and seems to be in his sleeping wear. So like long, old timey sort of long johns and a cloak wrapped around his shoulders.
Okay. Okay, I will stay quiet and try and keep hidden while watching him, if possible.
Okay, So as he disappears around the side of the building, you have to move around to keep view of him.
Yep. Mhm.
But as you do so, you'll see him that he's come to the stop, and he looks briefly horrified before he turns around and takes off at speed, running probably as quickly as he can, letting his cloak sort of billow behind him to the east, and you're not left wondering why for long, because sort of a couple of seconds after that you will see this dark, ominous shape chase after him.
Okay. What would do? Okay. Well, he followed. I'd run after. I'd go round to the front of the building. I'm assuming he's going to go back into his house. So I'm going to go back to the front of the building.
No. So from where he's running, he's not running towards his house.
Ooh. Okay. He's an idiot. Okay. I'll follow the tracks. Where they've run off to.
Okay. Can you please make a strength athletics check to see how well you keep up with them?
Strength athletics check.
Benny Hill check.
Athletics.
Oof.
Not very well. I'm obviously
Can-
not equipped for walking through snow.
I was kind of say the dice came up as a 20 on my screen, and then I looked at the actual score, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
I thought for a second it was 16.
Oh, dear.
Okay. So within sort of a few seconds, both the person running and the thing following them have left your sight, but you're able to see quite clearly enough the trail that's left in the snow. And
Okay.
in a couple of minutes, you will appear in a clearing.
Right.
Hello.
Darkness, my old
Oh yeah, I can hear you now, Steve.
Yeah, cool.
Welcome, Cluck, to the death of Duva.
Duvar's not gonna die.
Yet.
So first of all, can you see Duvar?
I cannot see anything. I see a bit of a corner of the bottom of the map, and that's. Wait a minute. Let me zoom out. Yes,
black
I can see
screen.
some more.
You need to zoom out a little bit.
Yep, I did. Just realised that. Okay.
Do well.
Okay. So for everybody else in the game, you might just want to watch on the stream to see what you're missing. So Duvar, from where you are, you can see the trail leads off to the northeast.
Right. Okay. Seeing that it leads cover, I will slowly move up and try and keep as quiet as possible. Can I hear anything?
Make a perception check. Okay, ahead of you, you can hear a man pleading. And as you look ahead of you, you can see this ominous shape silhouetted.
Okay. Duvar, what would you do, Duvar? Okay, well, Duvar's not one for letting people get eaten. So,
Except if it's his party and it's a mind flayer.
yeah, yep.
Straight into a carpet.
Yeah. Well, he did that on purpose. He did that as a trick. Okay, so Duval will try. Out of curiosity, is he upwind to the creature or downwind to the creature?
That is a very good question. Let me consult the prevailing weather condition.
Because depending if the creature will notice him. Anyway.
No, when I say check the weather conditions,
Okay.
so it is a calm southwesterly wind.
Southwest.
Coming eastern. So straight from the creature towards you.
Okay. Good. So, if Duval could smell, he could smell the creature.
He stands you.
Yeah. So Duval will try and sneak up behind the creature.
Okay. I would like you to make a stealth check.
Please, no. Just say we can do that. Stealth. Stealth. Come on, stealth. Don't fail me now.
Okay. The creature seems so fixed on its target, it does not seem to react to your approach. However, as you get closer, you can see that it prepares to. Well, you see it tense up, and it's at this moment it looks like it's going to strike.
Okay. Can I attack the creature before it strikes? Do like a stealth attack or whatever I need to do?
You certainly can. Roll for initiative.
Roll for initiative.
Kassar, will you also roll for initiative, please?
I would love to, David.
Fix initiative.
Confirmation! Werewolf confirmation! We have!
20.2.
you son of a bitch!
You ass! You beat me
Just by enough.
Okay, so Kassar, you go towards the commoner. Now, for you, this is all happening without any of your conscious knowledge. So, thankfully, Kassar will remember nothing of what's about to happen.
Duval will be around to remind him.
Essentially, what he's saying is, my conscience is clean.
Yeah, from tonight, it doesn't wipe away the rest of your...
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, I would like you to roll a. I would like you to roll 2 claw attacks, please. They're both +4 to hit. Against this presumably poor, defenseless,
oh my god!
horrible fan.
Seriously, Mike, I knew you'd be
24 and
fucking
21. I critted.
Okay.
My first attack.
Jesus.
Okay. So your claws are 2d4 +2.
You want to give the werewolf?
So
That's 10 plus...
4d4
So
plus 12.
44 plus 12.
Plus
Okay.
12.
Wait, wouldn't it be? Yeah. Okay. No, I get the math.
Quick math.
Okay.
I don't.
That
I
doesn't
didn't add
look right.
didn't add the 12, so it's 23.
Okay. I'm just gonna check, but I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, you eviscerate the farmer.
Yay!
Can you roll damage for the second one, just so that you can see?
No,
that was both
combined.
together.
Okay.
That was combined. That was 23 combined damage.
Okay. Oh, poor farmer.
Okay.
Stereotypically, the Tortle wasn't fast enough to stop him.
Yeah, this really speedy Tortle wasn't fast enough.
Okay. Duvar, he still seems to be distracted.
Excellent. I would.
As he tears this farmer to literal shreds in front of your eyes.
I wince at that.
I wince as a bonus action.
As a bonus action, yeah.
It's a reaction, surely.
You're right. You're right.
Okay. Let's go with a stunning strike on the. Let's lead with a stunning strike on the werewolf, or whatever the creature is. I think it is. So I move up to the werewolf and bash him at the head.
Okay,
Stun that motherfucker.
make your attack roll.
My attack roll, good one. Where are you?
Oh, I'm tabbing hard.
That's
Oof.
not going to be good.
Okay, so thankfully you don't need to trigger your stunning strike unless you hit. So you don't lose a key point. Unfortunately, that misses.
And he, I missed so badly, he doesn't notice.
You stroke him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you still have at least, well, you have an attack and you still have your bonus action.
Yep. I'll do another stunning strike, I think.
If it hits.
If it hits, yep.
Fingers.
A 16 is a hit.
Yay. And I need to roll. What's my attack? What's my attack again? It is core stuff is 180 plus 3. 18. God, I haven't done this in a while. / 1.
You had 1 week off, man. Like, come on.
It goes very quickly.
That's fair. Nice.
Okay, now, first of all, does anybody know if a monk's attacks count as magic weapons?
Ooh.
I don't think so.
I don't
On the
think
level
they
of
do.
monk.
I don't think he's high enough yet.
I think I do.
Yeah, I'd have to check, but I wouldn't have thought so.
No, I don't think they do.
What level are you?
5.
Yeah, no, it's level 6.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I know. I'm on one. Yeah.
How does the stunning and stunning strike work?
So let's have a quick look at that. So you can spend. You need to make a Constitution saving throw, Kazar.
Constitution saving throw. Give me 2 seconds. $17.
Motherfucker.
You pass, and you take 0 damage from the
Oh no!
the Speth strike.
Wow.
It's
Well,
alright. In 8 hours, we're coming, Duvar. Just...
So, Duval, you still have your bonus action, and you
Yeah.
spent 1 point of key.
Yes, I have marked that down somewhere.
And you're pretty sure whatever it is now aware of you as you've just dunked it on the head.
Just imagine the
you
vibration.
vibrated as you
Yeah,
hit
coming
it.
from the. And he knows that it was a bad idea. Okay. What can I do as a bonus action?
Flee.
Yes, that is my intention.
Yeah, you've probably a fair chunk of your movement.
You can use disengage or dash as a bonus action on your turn, and jump distance has doubled for the time. Okay, yeah, I'll disengage using a key point.
Okay. So, just before you do that, how much movement have you got left? So, you moved in from about the rock, didn't you?
I think so.
That would give you another
25 feet. He's got
about another 20.
So you more or less get back to where you started. If you ran in that direction.
Yeah.
Make a perception check, Duvar.
Okay. Oh dear, what has he thought of? Oh,
Beauty. I mean, could have used it in other.
he knows he's going to die.
Yeah. He knows it truly in his soul.
So
Yeah.
after striking the wolf and looking around in like a what do I do now moment, you can see the brief outline of a cave just on the edge of your vision to your east.
Duvar heads towards the cave. Was
Okay,
it 20 feet?
20.
That there?
Yeah. And that brings us bound to the wolf now, who has been distracted from his meal
Oh shit.
and starts to pursue you. In fact, he will sort of run round you with his speed and cut you off.
Oh no.
And I would like Kasar, you to make 2 more attack rolls with your claws as you attempt to pry open his shell.
Oh, that's what we want. Oh, not so good.
I think 1 success. 18.
Does penetrate his armor. So
2d4 plus 2, yeah.
yes, 2d4 plus 2.
For 7 points of damage.
7 points of slashing damage, Duvar.
Roger. Is that all? Come on, you could do a better job than that.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
Oh boy, yes I can.
The wolf pulls out a bow.
Hey, you ain't got your bow. Yeah, I was going to say, you ain't got your bow now. Okay, I think. Is that right? I think that's right. Okay.
Okay, that brings us round to your turn, Duvar. So your hope of escape seems to have been dashed.
Has it? Has it?
Well, there seems to be a gore-covered wolf in front of you, but the wolf is standing bipedal like a man.
Okay. So, can I dash again to get around him into the cave? Is that possible?
You'll take an opportunity attack.
I can use a step of the wind, will give me a disengage or dash action as a
So-
bonus action. And
Yes.
then... Okay.
To be fair, you can dash anyway using your movement and your action, and then just use your bonus action to disengage.
Yeah, so
Right.
maybe... There was one I used to cover a lot of ground very, very quickly.
So dash normally lets you double your distance.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. So if I use disengage and then dash to get around him and away?
You'd need a key point.
Yes, that's okay.
You could also attempt to try and stun him.
I could, but that wasn't very successful last time round.
Yes, I'm just giving you options, man. I'm not telling you which one's better than the other. Just saying, like, perhaps running from the thing that you couldn't keep up with, not the best idea.
Hint.
Yes, but this time I actually can control how far I go.
This time it's not a dice roll.
Yeah.
It's not a dice roll.
Everything's a dice roll.
Everything is a dice roll. You're all right.
In the event that we end up in a chase, I have rules for working out how far you can actually run without collapsing.
Bearing in mind I'm a 450-pound turtle.
Just hope it's downhill wherever you're going.
Yeah, lay on my back and slide, mate.
Just think,
He
tortoise
just
in the
becomes
hair.
a hockey puck.
Okay, let's go for a you know what? Let's go for a stunning strike again. Why not? We'll go for
Okay.
a stunning strike.
Make your staff attack.
My staff attack. Come you son of a bitch.
That is a hit.
Nice.
Excellent.
Make it
okay.
count.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Con save.
Yeah, con save for Kazar. You don't really need to worry about the damage because
I'll roll it anyway.
He fails.
the wolf
He
is
failed.
stunned.
Right, now I can disengage and run.
You don't need to. So
Don't need to. Right, okay.
now so he is incapacitated, can't move. He automatically fails strength and dexterity saving throws, and attack rolls against him have advantage. So you still have an attack roll. I
Yeah.
don't know if you have anything else of immediate use.
Oh, do I have something of immediate use?
You have something in your pack that
How does he like fire?
You're not sure.
certainly worth the try.
What else do I have? Let's have a quick look. A very, very quick look.
Now would be a good time for holy water, silver dagger.
Yeah.
You know, any of those do I actually have? Did I pick up any silver daggers? I don't remember doing that.
No, you did not.
No, I didn't.
You're the only one. You're the only one without a means of fighting a werewolf.
How about if I set
Surprisingly, as soon as I became a werewolf, everyone was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna go pick up some silvered weapons." Some other stuff. It's crazy. Just thought about it now. How could I have lived without this?
Well, Duvar's going to be a very prominent lesson in how you don't live with it.
two choices here. Okay, I've got a thing of alchemist fire, a flask of alchemist fire.
Okay.
Is that magical damage at all? Is that, or is it
just fire
lots of
damage?
fire?
But he's stunned, so if you just drop a firebomb in his head, it certainly couldn't hurt. I don't think.
Shove it in his mouth. I was thinking.
To be fair, it's what while Duvar doesn't know it, it's what Mike did. Was
Yeah. I mean, it's either that or throw some beans at him.
It did me a lot of good.
yeah, firebomb and run.
Firebomb and run. There we go. That's the plan. Firebomb and run. That seems like the best idea.
Okay. Make an attack roll with advantage.
Attack roll with advantage. Is just what kind of attack am I doing?
This is
Sorry.
going to be an improvised attack, so I wouldn't worry too much about your proficiency bonus.
So
Okay,
yeah,
so
D20 straight.
just a roll D20 straight.
Mhm.
Thank you. Sod you.
Do you know what, comedy combat? I was
Oof.
willing it. I was willing him to roll a 1 and just like accidentally smash it with his own hands.
With advantage.
Well, wasn't bad enough.
Oh,
With
you had
advantage.
advantage.
I had advantage. Okay, I'll roll again. Oh, thank God.
That's what we want.
Okay. You crack the wolf over the head, and he catches fire.
Yes.
So that does a few things. So first of all, he now casts light, which is beneficial.
Fantastic. Yeah, I can see him coming.
Now roll damage. So it's a let's see.
I can tell you what it was when I did it if you want, David. So remember.
I think I started scaling it up. So a
You did. You gave
D4
me-
to begin with.
1d4.
1d4.
1d4. And it does 1 damage.
Okay.
Yeah.
You take 1 point of fire damage, Kassar. The other thing, well, let's see. I'd like you to now make a perception check, Duvar.
Okay. That rolled on the one.
that was
very,
I
very
hovered on that
good.
one so long.
Okay. With the fire being sort of illuminating the immediate area, you can see a shadow moving within the cave.
Oh fuck.
See, I was doing you a favour, really. And you set me on fire.
you weren't
I'm
trying to
still-
hurt him. You were just you're like, dude, stop, no.
It's like, don't, it's worse in there.
I'm still considering going in.
Let's persuade you a little bit more, shall we?
What on earth?
Yeah, that's big and hungry.
I can't even see what that is.
It looks like a
Like a manticore?
Yeah, it looks. Yes, that's what it looks like. Oh shit.
Okay, so I stunned him.
If it is a manticore, that's a fucking good guess.
Yeah.
Okay, what have I got? What have I got left, David? What am I to do now?
You still have a bonus action and all of your movement, and he cannot react against you, so he can't attack you if you move away from him.
Okay. I will move away from him. What's the best way to go? Okay. Let's move down. So how far is it? 40 feet I move?
Yeah.
Yes,
There?
you can measure.
I can't. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can. You right click as you move.
Can I? Yeah. I don't know.
Just tap right click.
Click,
And it just adds.
Tap.
So pick yourself up, and then right click where you want to go, and it'll give you a
Pick
ruler.
myself up.
Yep.
No, it's not working very well.
Nope.
So hold
Pick-
down left click on you, and
There you
then
go. There. That's 40 feet. I think. Yeah, that's 40 feet.
cool.
Because each of these are 5, aren't they? 1, 2, 3, 4,
Yeah.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Yes.
Okay. Do you look back at all, Duvar?
Yeah, I'm going to have a glance back, because I want to see, make sure.
Okay. You will see the manticore emerge from its cave and pounce on the wolf.
Shit.
Ouch. He likes his meals cooked.
Oh dear.
And he gets advantage because you're still stuck.
Oh Mike.
Yep.
So he will first of all try and bite you, and then slashes with you with its claws as well. So make sure this is configured so it doesn't auto roll damage, because that's the fun bit. So the bite is a 14, which does not hit.
Nope.
First claw is a 22.
Yep.
Second claw is an 11, so he only hits you once.
He only hits me once.
For 5 damage.
What type of damage?
Damage that bypasses your immunity.
Okay.
And that brings us around to your turn, and you are no longer stunned. But from what you remember, things have changed. So Duvar, I would like you to roll 2d4.
Okay.
So you take another 7 points of fire damage.
Okay. Yep.
And you currently have a manticore trying to slice and dice you. I don't know why I'm asking you what you're doing. You fight a
Yeah.
manticore.
Yeah, I'm not really in control. I was about to say, like, what's my motivation here?
Your motivation is to kill anything that attacks you and eat it. Flesh, meat, raw. You're also a bit singed as well, which will only add to your lovely complexion. So you attack the manticore twice.
Same thing again. Just
hmm
Eek.
Neither of those get through. And there's no way you're fleeing, so you're going to stand there.
okay.
Duval, you've got
Duvar.
like the best seat at like a creature feature like ever.
Yeah, well, Duvar's probably thinking about leaving, to be honest. So
Yeah.
Duvar will carry on literally off the map if he carries on this way. Is that an option for him? What else can he do? He can hide and watch, I suppose. But does he want to? He wants to stay. I know he wants to stay. He knows he didn't do any damage. He can't save the human anymore. He knows that this is a fight bigger than him, so he's going to stay way out of it, mate.
Okay.
Go find a bed.
Because he doesn't know that's Khazar, does he?
No.
No. So yeah, he's going to back out as far as he can, I think.
Run off further into the wood.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. And what is your intention when you keep running?
The intention would be to get some help for the villager who's dead.
You're heading back to town as best you can.
Yeah. Yeah. To head back, probably to head back into town and. Well, no. Actually, I think. Should he keep an eye on the creature? Just to see what. Yeah, he's going to hang back. He's going to keep an eye on the creature for now, but he's going to try and hide himself, so he can't. He doesn't. He's not going to be target number one if one of them wins.
Okay. So make a stealth check. You can have advantage because they're both distracted.
Okay, thank you. Stealth. Advantage.
Oof. That's okay.
Okay. So you sort of like half bury yourself in snow.
Make myself a little snow hill. It's a little snow hill.
Little snow hill. As you watch this combat sort of protract back and forth. And just gonna roll some dice and see what happens. So
Yeah.
okay, the manticore seems to be winning.
You're now Team Manticore. You've made your own shirts and flags.
Go, Manticore, go.
And continues to win. As the werewolf or the wolf, you probably can guess it's some sort of hybrid wolf now. Seems to be coming off worse and worse.
Okay.
Wait for Okay. You see the wolf go down, and I would like you to make a perception check.
Okay. Perception check.
As it falls, you see it transform into something more humanoid, but pink and naked. And as it hits the snow,
Hmm.
the light goes out.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Does Duva go and investigate?
Lights have gone out on Duval.
Oh. I feel that Duva is spooked enough that he's probably going to leave it at that and
Shit.
move out if he can. Does he want to though? Curiosity killed the turtle.
See, I just want us to turn up in the morning and see Kasara as a manticore bitch, just being stroked on the head in a cave. Just like we didn't realize the fight was a mating ritual.
What do you do, Duvar?
I try and get a bit closer to because Nuduva. He tries to get a bit closer so he can see if see what's happened to the man because he's interested. I don't think he's ever seen a dirt werewolf before, so he's curious to why he turned back. So he will move forward to the bushes and try and still stay out of sight, but hopefully
Okay,
he can see.
make a stealth check.
Oh. Oh, thank God.
Nice.
Okay, you can see a naked man being pulled by the leg towards the cave. Kassar, remind me, do you normally sleep with your pendant on?
Yeah, I guess I never take it off.
Okay, then you will be glad to know that you have stabilized.
Oh, good.
Presumably, if he wears that, he's probably wearing his teeth necklace as well.
Perhaps.
So he might be distinguishable. Hold on.
Not in this level of light, unfortunately.
No.
So yeah, you see this naked, fleshy man who's showing very blooded, as is the creature, and the creature is dragging it back into its lair.
Okay. I think I just let it go, mate. I don't. There's nothing I would want to do from here. Do its thing. I mean, if it's a creature and it's killing people, then it's probably and it tried to attack something that's obviously bigger than him indiscriminately. It's going to attack anyone. So I'll probably leave it at that and start walking back to where I think the where I left off, where the house was.
Back west.
Yes, or southwest.
Okay. Ulfar, Kretel, and Cluck. You come across a scene of carnage. unmistakable in that something horrible has happened. So let me. Please stand. That. Why is your character so big up there?
I don't know. He because he's usually scaled to Aries. He's usually slightly smaller than everyone else.
Okay. So as you followed the trail into the woods, you can see up ahead, even at a distance, the sign of some sort of attack or carnage, as there is blood everywhere.
Lovely. This just keeps getting better and better.
I'm going to draw my newly sharpened scimitar.
Do we see anything moving?
Make a perception check.
My map just went black again.
Yes.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Nice blood streaks.
Okay. So you do not see anything moving, Kratel. In fact, no.
Okay.
Apologies. You do see something moving. Out of the sort of, but away to your east, you see a Tortle that is presumably somewhat lost in the woods.
he just walks around in circles for hours.
I will kind of move towards the turtle and try and get his attention without making too much noise.
Oops. I've just managed to make the stream had see. I tell you what, I'll just turn dynamic light off. That will be easy.
David, do
Yeah.
I obviously see the body of the farmer from where I am?
Body's a bit of a strong word.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but like I see that like a horribly massacred like lumps of something.
Yeah.
Okay, then traumatized and stupid, I run towards it to check whether it's Kassar.
Okay.
I like pick through the offal and see if I can distinguish. it.
Recognize that piece of gut.
Yeah.
Make a medicine check with disadvantage.
Ooh. Okay. Medicine. Disadvantage. 8.
You're fairly certain whatever it was human.
Yeah. I was more looking like for scraps of cloth or stuff, something that I would recognize as being.
So most of Kassar's clothing was in the inn,
Yeah.
and
But his pendant and stuff, things, his necklace. So
Yeah.
I'm looking for anything.
no, you don't find any discernible things. You're pretty sure that the guy's male.
Yeah.
Uh,
I find it.
It's just a dick in the nearby shrub or something.
Just hold it off the air. I got a dick.
Waves it around in the air.
No. Okay. So I can't. It's not obviously Kassar as far as I can tell.
yes.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So, Cluck, as Kratel moves off to Duvar and Ulfar moves off to the body, what do you do?
Obviously, I've drawn my scimitar just in case. Do I notice this blood sprawl?
Make a perception check. You didn't make one earlier.
Come on, lucky 7. Oh,
Whee!
You do.
I will go over and investigate.
Okay. So
Seven.
as you move towards the cavern,
Cool.
Cretel, you move towards Duvar, who has finally noticed you after wandering several hours in the snow.
Ah, there you are.
I think he's
Oh
talking
my
to
God.
you, Duvar.
What are you doing out here? And where is this?
It's not too far from a town. We came, well, looking for you and also trying to find Kazar. He'd gone missing.
Huzzah. Well, he's probably gone to one of his friends, his secret friends' places in an inn or something like that, hasn't he?
We was at an inn and basically we woke up in the morning, found the window open and all his belongings still there. And that's very unlike him to leave without, like, even his
What, does he usually go out butt naked just with his bow? Is that what you're saying?
To be honest, wouldn't put it past him. However, he left everything.
Okay. Any luck finding him? What leads you here?
There was tracks that led from the window out to here.
Tracks.
Yeah,
What
like
type of tracks?
footprints. We couldn't really tell because it looked like something had trodden in on the top of them again. So we just followed it as far as we could, and we found you out here.
Right, I think I'm putting 2 and 2 together now. If it's where I think it is, you may. Presumably, these are bigger tracks and smaller tracks inside of bigger tracks. I'm talking, and these other tracks probably look like clawed in some way, shape, or form.
Yep.
Yes. Okay. I think I know. Well, I can tell you those inner tracks were me. I can tell you that the other bigger tracks were some creature that looked like it was going to be doing some up to some mischief. So I followed them.
Well, there was a bunch of dead horses in town as well.
Yeah. Well, that over there, which our friend is looking through. Is he looking for souvenirs or something? I don't know. He that used to be presumably a farmer that came out to investigate something and tried to run.
Yeah, we followed his tracks out here as well.
Yes. Well, our nice creature decided that he wanted lunch, or a late night snack, I should say. And tried to eat him. I tried to intervene, didn't do a very good job, I'm afraid. And then he took on the manticore that came out the cave. That didn't go so well for him. Or the creature that came out the cave. I don't know if he knows it's a manticore or not. Don't think he does. So
Okay.
I'll lead Alpha. I think I'll lead Alpha back to the Cretel, sorry, back to where Cluck is.
Okay. So as you start to move towards him, Cluck, you see a number of like darts or spines or javelins fly out of the cave in your general direction. And I will let you make a dexterity saving throw.
Backwards.
We'll go back over here.
Yeah. Actually, we changed your mind. We like it here. It's lovely.
Yeah, we like it here, lads.
Oh no.
Okay. So You don't get any evasive action as they fly towards you, Cluck.
Oh, good.
I assume that's 2 hits. No, it is 1 hit because somehow you have. Oh wait, you're using your scimitar. Aren't you? No shield for you. That is 2 hits. So 2 large spikes fly out of this cave towards you and strike, hitting you for 13 points of piercing damage.
Yeah.
And it's at this point that we will roll initiative again.
Yeah.
Yay.
Who wants favourite?
Ah, damn it! I didn't click on my guy.
Initiative.
Could be worse. You could be Kassar.
Did that roll? No, it didn't roll. Sorry, let me try again. Initiative. There we go. That how? Anyway, that's me. Roll. Apparently, I didn't have my person clicked, which is because
Okay.
you moved him. You moved him back, didn't you?
Cluck, you are the first to react to what is a looming beast coming charging out the cave towards you. And you can see that its tail is lined with spikes, too, which match the same sort of spikes that have just impacted your armor.
Okay, I'm going to pull the spikes out.
Okay.
Just sort of throw them on the ground. And then I will initiate Bloodlust. This make Cluck very mad.
Okay.
I will charge forward and attack the beast.
Yeah, you will. You smell Kassar in his breath.
Did you just do the intel inside noise?
Oh, and I crit on it.
Nice.
Everyone's critting today. Okay, so that is 2d4 plus 12.
We won. Big numbers. Oof. Yeah.
For 19 points of damage.
Okay, you slash it one and you will tear open one of its wings.
Oh no, don't I get an extra +2 on that if I've got Bloodlust?
If you've
I've got
used
a-
it for damage, then yes.
Yes, so that'd be another +2.
Okay.
It's now 21.
Yeah. So you've like torn a hole in one of its wings.
Okay, and I will roll to use the other side. Which I assume is a hit.
19 is a hit.
For another 1.
And you poke it a little bit.
Gonna attack again.
Not enough, I'd imagine.
Not enough indeed. Anything else for you, Sir Cluck?
I will use my action surge to attack again.
Okay.
21. which I
It's a
think
hit. Cluck is really going mad.
Yeah. Making up for all the running away on the Mage's Island.
I will
Like,
re-roll for 10,
Okay.
and then I will use the other side.
You can't use the other side.
Okay, no.
Nope. But you can use that for your other part of your attack. So you get
Yeah, that's what I
two
was
main
doing.
hands, but you only get one off-hand a turn.
Okay.
Okay. So normal damage.
What this 2d4 plus 4?
Yeah.
Another 7.
Okay. You have just unleashed a flurry of blows on it, and it now looks blooded.
Mad Cluck.
Very mad clock.
Hmm.
Cluck's found the fire within. That's just the end. There's nothing else for me to do.
Okay. So during its turn, Cluck, the Manticore will speak to you in broken, hideous common.
Okay.
And it will say to you that the food it's found is its own, and it belongs to it, and you can't have it. But
I'll go first,
it will trade if you wish.
Trade? What would you like to trade?
Pound for pound in flesh.
I don't really want your food, to be honest. You fired spikes at me, so I attacked you. Simple as.
Can we hear this like interaction? Is it speaking loudly enough that we would hear it?
Yeah, in a sort of a hideous hissing sort of.
What
Yeah.
is your feast?
So since you told it wasn't interested, it returns to attacking Cluck. So it will attempt to bite you and then hit you with its hitting 1.
Once.
For 8 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to kill it.
And that brings us around to your turn, Crit.
Okay, well, I can't quite make the full distance there.
But you're going to try real hard.
However, from there, I will do Toll the Dead on it. So, wisdom save of 6.
Wisdom, you say?
Yep.
I think it passes.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Anything else for you, Crit?
Yeah, I will do bonus action of Shield of Faith on Cluck, so +2 AC.
Okay, so Cluck starts to glow.
Pretty.
Can Shield of Faith stack? Just out of interest. If I was to cast it on him too.
I don't see why not.
Okay.
Same way as if you wanted to forgo carrying a weapon and carry 2 shields, I would allow both bonuses to stack.
Yeah, fair enough.
And then you just punch with them.
Yeah.
Okay, Duval, that brings us round to you. Now, you've seen this film.
Yeah. Doesn't usually end good for the person fighting the Manticore.
You haven't seen the Cluck yet.
But I didn't know it talked. Okay. Will it? So I'll come out to here, and can I see if I can get its attention and tell it to stop.
From what you can tell, it has no intention of halting again.
Okay.
So you've seen it try and talk its way out and got nowhere with cloaks. So
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll throw some darts at it then. Why not? If I don't think it can, the only thing I can do is help Cluck.
that is a hit.
Okay. 1d4 plus 3 of piercing.
Nice.
That's a 7.
Yep. So that's another round of damage. So Cluck, a dart whizzes past you and strikes it. And you can't help think there's some irony in this, as that's not too dissimilar to its own spikes that it threw at you. But then you remember that you don't know what irony is.
I do the same again. More darts. Got a second attack.
It's also a hit.
Okay, good. And that's a 5.
Okay, and a second dart will strike its height.
Okay. I'll stay where I am and leave it at that, I think.
Okay. That brings us round to you, Ulfar.
Okay, having seen the dead body, not knowing whether it's Kassar, and seeing this monster come out and attack everyone, he's going to presume it's Kassar. He's going to run out here and he's just going to scream, "You killed my friend!" Question: do I have to call inspiration before I use it, or can I roll and then...
You can roll and decide.
Okay, so I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt on the Manticore. So 19 to hit.
Is a hit.
Okay, and I'm casting it at 3rd level. So that is 66. So it takes 23 points of damage, and the next attack roll, and then it gets advantage.
23 points of what sort of damage?
Let me just double check. I think it's radiant. Yeah, radiant damage.
Okay, so Cluck, in front of you, this manticore starts to glow brightly in a almost holy light that starts to sort of parch its skin, and then it will start to blacken and it will fall over in front of you. Dead.
Yeah, Will.
That was. Duval will try to explain what happened last night, where the creature fought the other creature, and the other creature turned back into a man. He will ask you guys if they thought that Kazar was carried off, because he didn't see anyone being carried off when he saw the creature.
You're telling me this body that I saw, it's not Kassar?
I don't think so. It was that's a farmer that came out. Well, it's definitely not. That was a farmer that ran from the creature.
While that's
Great
going on,
bat.
can I go in behind the Manticore and see what this feast it had in its lair. Can I sort of drag it out?
Yeah, so the cave is shallow but quite dark, so you'd have to light a torch.
I've got my scimitar.
Oh yeah, perfect. Your scimitar will illuminate enough of the cave. So while Cluck goes in, Duvar, are you sort of like explaining to Cretel and Ulfar what went on?
Mhm. Just explaining to them that that's what what I saw what happened to the what I saw happen to what the manticore did to the
Wolfy thing.
wolf thing.
Well, as you say, it
And I
turned
saw
back into a humanoid
it
form.
turned back into
I'm
a
curious
naked
as to who
human.
it-
Ulfar will look up and he'll say, "What you saw was a lycanthrope, a man that on the turn of the moon becomes a beast. Some of them have control, some of them do not."
Okay, can we put two and two together and say if Kazara's not around, and you saw creature moving away from the inn?
It would be a strange turn of events, but possible, I suppose.
So
Let's
Cluck,
follow Clark.
in the back of the cave, you can see a bloodied mess of a humanoid, naked, but somehow still alive. Although he seems to be sort of unconscious. And presuming you pick him up and carry him into the light, you will see that that he is missing some of his
piece.
appendages.
Oh.
So Kassar, who has been silent most of the night.
Fucking hell.
Kassar,
Yes.
I would like you to roll 2d4.
Let's discover what you're missing.
Okay,
Taking your penis.
so that is your right arm and your left leg.
Oh, come on.
Roll 2d4.
You could end up being like Joe Swanson, but with no arms and legs.
Oh shit.
Oh my god.
Okay, so your right hand has been severed below the wrist, and your left leg, you're missing 3 of your toes.
Okay.
But you're otherwise alive.
So I pulled Kazar's mangled corpse from out the cave.
Presumably, we run into him as he sort of carries.
Do we look around to see if we can find the missing appendages? Or do we know that they've been eaten?
You can certainly look.
Do I find any appendages in the...
There is all manner of bones littering the cave, but nothing that's had flesh on it apart from Kassar.
Okay.
Also, I cut off the manticore's head.
As soon as I notice it's Kazar, I like drop my maul and I place both hands on him and I'll cast Cure Wounds. At
You can't regrow
third
limb.
level, so he will take back 17 hit points.
Okay, Kassar, you are awakened to a sort of a warm, loving glow
Feathery.
of holy light that fills you and seems to restore your strength. But you almost immediately notice that something feels wrong,
Yeah.
more than usual.
While he comes round, I'm going to, in honour of Kazar, I'm going to go to the manticore and pick out some teeth.
So I think Cortel has been hacking its head off.
Yeah,
yeah.
You're going to start pick some teeth out of it.
Yeah.
Well, is he going to let you? He now has the head with the teeth in it.
Once I've taken the head off, he can take some out, sure.
Okay,
Okay, right,
so
okay.
Cluck, I would like you to make a nature check. Okay, so as well as the teeth, you think that that the wings, or at least one of the wings that is undamaged, could be salvaged.
Okay.
And the tail spikes itself could also be taken. So first of all, roll a d2 for the wing. In fact, no, don't roll a d2. You've already damaged one. You get a manticore wing, which can be used as a blanket. It can also be crafted into a cloak.
Okay.
That's
Uh,
pretty cool.
the cloak itself would give you advantage on animal handling checks to tame griffins and wyverns. Roll a d20 for the tail spikes. So you can recover 14 tail spikes, which can be used as darts, which will deal 1d6 instead of 1d4. And a d8 for the manticore teeth.
I do some more
Yeah.
healing on Mike. Mike, you get another 9 hit points.
And you get 5 manticore teeth, which can be crafted into dice with the right sort of tools.
Cool.
Into dice.
Somebody's perking up. So yeah, you've recovered quite a bit of health now, Kasai, that you've got a sort of a better understanding of what's going on. So you don't recall anything from the night before. You went to sleep and you woke up in this cave. You can see that you've got a bloody stump of an arm for your right arm, and that your left foot is missing several toes, and you seem to be naked.
Oh, at this point, having stopped healing him, I'm gonna pull out like his cloak or something from his stuff and like wrap him up.
Well, this is embarrassing.
Yes. So for the purposes of your disability, you now have 5 less movement per turn, and you can no longer use two-handed weapons.
Oh no!
Time to switch that bow out for a crossbow.
Yeah, that's a positive spin on it.
And before you start sending me abusive messages, this was all Duvar's fault. Remember?
What did I do?
You fought the wolf, you lured the manticore out, and then you left it to feast on him.
I didn't know that was Khazar, did I?
No, but now you do. Do you feel bad?
No, he was eating people.
He didn't know I was eating people.
I don't know that either.
Okay, sorry for that.
Just trying to think if there's a spell to like restore body parts.
That's what I was literally looking through my spells as we speak. I'm like, anything?
Can he learn mage? Can he learn mage hand?
Well, someone could maybe
He
give
could as a
him-
trickster rogue, actually.
There is a way to get them back. I was just actually had a quick look.
You could get a hook. That'd be pretty badass.
That would be pretty badass.
But you'd have to change the way you speak.
You would have, yeah, well,
Yarr.
there's 2 ways you could go. You could go either all in on the pirate thing, or you could be become like Abu Hamza.
I last one more session until I just blow myself up. Let's strap some dynamite to a vest, boys.
Ah, and we have been banned from Twitch.
Oh dear.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I've got no way to give you your hand back.
No.
So, Kasar's naked, wrapped in a cloak, surrounded by his own blood. There's nothing else apart from like bones littering the manticore lair that seems to interest you. But the presence of bones suggests that that Kasar isn't its first victim. And then there's also the dismembered farmer that's not too far from your position.
We'll ask Kazar what he remembers, because obviously we can just see if he's okay and if he remembers what happened.
I'll just be honest and say I don't remember anything since the inn. I'm sort of in a mild state of shock still.
Um,
And I'll ask Alpha. Is it? You seem to know what it was. What is it? What was that creature we saw? What did he turn into?
Kassar is a lycanthrope. You have been bitten by a big wolf sometime recently.
Well, I did tell you I fought a giant wolf.
Yes.
No one told me. No one told me it was bad though.
No, well, we thought you were talking nonsense at the time. It was 500 feet by the sixth retelling.
This is a one-time deal, right? He won't. He's not going to turn into that again, is he?
No, without serious magical intervention, every time the moon is full, he will return to the beast that he became this night.
Okay.
I'll murmur under a breath that it didn't do me any good this time.
So you would all know, based on the cycles of the moon, that tomorrow night, or tonight for you guys, because it's still early morning, would also be a full moon.
Motherfucker.
Somebody's going to get locked in a box.
Yeah, we were going to invest in a cage. Seeing like Kassar lean there, like cradling his stump, I'm gonna lean over his stump and pray to my God, and like the prayer, great Stormlord, this is a great warrior who has unjustly suffered. Use your might, repair him of his wounds, so he might fight in your honor.
You roll a 20 and he just like claps me with lightning. I'm like, yeah, cheers. Yeah, fucking thanks, man.
You want a religion check to see if God gives a shit?
Yes.
Oh God.
Stormlord's like, yes, I'll try hit him. He's just like, bolt of lightning. He's like, well, I am the Stormlord. I don't fucking know.
yeah, he's not my bag, man. Come on, motherfucker. Never
Yeah.
fucking listening.
There is no response, not even so much as a murmur in the sky.
No worries. Do you think you can stand, my friend?
I'm a bit wobbly.
Do we have his stuff with us?
Yeah, I was gonna say we'll sort of give him his stuff and help him
Give him his stuff back.
get into.
Oh, I'll sort of so I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on myself, to try and sort of just heal some of the worst wounds that I'm still suffering from.
Mhm.
Gain 9 back.
So you should have been 26 when I last healed you. So
No, I was 17 when you healed me. I'm
I healed
26
you
now.
again.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Hit another 9 on
Oh,
you.
Another
so I'm
9.
35 then.
Yeah. So 35 plus yours. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll just put back on some clothes and my cloak, and look around for my arm if I can find it. Hand, sorry. Yes.
I will put a restful arm on your shoulder instead, and then say I have been able to find your hand in the cave.
It's alright. I know my hand a little bit better.
But then I will hand over 2 teeth. From the hand.
I'll smile weakly and appreciate that this is Cluck showing that he cares.
And do you take the teeth?
Yeah, I'll take the teeth.
Do you reach out with your
Sort of.
stump?
Oh, man.
Yeah. I just look down it and just go, oh, yeah.
No,
Okay.
it's impossible.
I'm gonna have to get used to this, I guess. And then I'll take it with my left hand. And then I proceed to sort of get dressed because it's warmish in
little
the
bit
cave, I imagine,
yeah.
but it's cold still.
Do we?
It's cold and the cave gives you bad memories.
Yeah.
Do we want to camp here for a while to get your strength back, kind of thing, or
No.
do we want to move on?
No.
I intend to look for my hand and head to the nearest city.
So, Duvad, do you tell Kassar what you saw? Because you told the others.
I know I told the others, but I was thinking maybe he had enough. I was thinking of some compassion for him, and I think what I'll do is ask him if he wants to know. I think that's the best, nicest thing I can do.
To be fair, I think I explained what werewolves were while he was like being healed in my arms.
You did, but he didn't. We didn't explain what I saw or yeah, see him in, kind of make salad out of a farmer.
Oh yeah, he doesn't know he's killed the guy.
Yeah. I am feeling a little bit sorry for him at the moment, I suppose. A little bit. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'll look at him and go, basically, I don't know what to say. What do you say when somebody loses an hand?
Do you need a hand?
Maybe a little bit insensitive, but it's kind of things I might do.
Which hand did he lose again? He lost his
He's
right
lost his
hand.
My
right,
right hand.
yeah.
My right hand.
Oh,
And
no.
remember, he was determined by his own dice rolls.
Yeah.
Cannot be held
I
responsible.
didn't know what those. I thought high was good. It's like I just had a oh no.
But you got a 2 and a 3, so it was left hand, left leg, right leg.
Okay. I'll ask him if he wants to know what happened, because would you like to know what happened to you last night?
Another time. Now it's not good for me.
Okay. Okay, we'll leave it at that. Devar will keep quiet about it and wait for him to ask him about it at some other point. On the other hand, I might know a farmer's house that is empty that we could stay in.
On the other.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna join the hand puns. So yeah, does Kassar have any better luck finding his hand in the cave?
No, there is no sign of the hand in the cave. It's not like it's been like hung up like a trophy.
I mean, how do we need to cut the creature? Do you think if we cut the creature open, that we could actually dig it out of the stomach, or do you think it'll be after this digested by now?
It ended up like the bloke's hand in Scary Movie.
Take my strong hand.
I mean, you can certainly try.
If
I'm
that's
going to
what
look around the
I'm
cave, sort of.
definitely gonna step away.
I'm going to look around the cave, resigned to the fact that I can't find Ulfar's hands or toes or anything, but just see if there's anything else in the cave amongst the bones and stuff that's of interest or value.
Make a perception check.
Would ask if anyone's got a health potion that they can chuck me.
Oh, critical fail.
I'll chuck you. I think I've got one more. Some balm. That's one more dose of balm that I can give you, mate.
I've got 4 potions.
Oh well, maybe you take one of those if this is my last.
Yeah, I'll throw you one of them.
Ulfar, you find nothing in the cave apart from bones
Yeah.
and bones and bones and bones.
What are the health potions?
Standard health potions, aren't they?
No, yeah, but I meant what do you do to roll for them?
Angry,
2d4
angry at the whole
plus 2, it
situation.
says.
Is that 2d4 plus 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, angry at the whole situation. Ulfar's just going to start smashing his maul into the manticore, just like over and over, till
Okay.
it becomes
A bloodied mess.
just "Ah!"
That's not gonna help things.
So Ulfar's going a bit crazy. Kassar, what are you doing?
Did they decide to cut open the manticore stomach?
It's
I
open now.
I suggested it. I suggested it. We didn't go ahead with it.
I mean, I already took its head off, so if he hits the stomach, it might projectile the arm out.
I'll
Yeah,
make this.
Does a hand appear at any moment? I'm smashing it into mode.
If it doesn't, I'll make a suggestion at Clux with it to use a scimitar on the stomach.
You could make it worse and it projectiles out the bottom.
I will half delicately
Reverse fisting.
slice open the
Yeah.
Say again,
the,
Clux.
magical.
Say again, mate. You're a bit quiet.
I said I'll half-ass the cut open the abdomen of the manticore.
So as you smash and cut up and otherwise defile the corpse of the manticore, you find some bones, but you don't find any hands. Now, because of the sort of the grief that Ulfar's inflicted on this body, you're not sure whether they're manticore bones or human bones or animal bones.
I'm now like dripping in blood, plus the blood of the farmer that I looked through to say if it was Kassar. I just like walk out like in silence into the snow,
Oh,
dripping.
I'd like to walk up to Kassar and just put my hand on his shoulder and say, "Come on, let's get you back to somewhere warm." And I'll point in the direction I think is the town.
Yeah, and Duval points northeast.
Yeah.
And make a survival check, everybody.
Okay.
Kassar, I think this counts as woods, so that could be advantage for you.
Oh, thanks, David.
DM giveth, DM taketh away. Okay, so Duvar, in fact, yeah, I'd say like collectively, based on that, yeah, you get the general idea that you want to head to the west, back towards the town.
Oh, good. Duval does remember.
Well, you spent a good chunk of the night trying to work it out. Like you've got
Yeah, I was like, what was that again?
He doesn't have dark vision though, so all he saw was just darkness and snow.
Yeah.
Okay, so after probably about 5-6 minutes, like Duvar, it's surprisingly like how close you are to the village.
I kind of went roundabout though, didn't we? We followed him down into the, into the farmer's place.
Yeah, so you will reappear in the village, and I need to add some more tokens. So let's add a Kassar. A stumped version of your token will be ready for next week.
Yay.
And a giant Duvar.
It goes zero.
Tiny
Uh,
Duval.
Totoro!
It's Gamera, isn't it? Is it Gamera?
Camera.
Yes,
Well,
yes.
from
Good call.
No, from Godzilla.
Yeah, Gamera
Godzilla,
versus Godzilla.
Okay, so you will stumble onto the road to the lighthouse.
Am I supposed to be able to see my token? Can't.
You should be able to.
Well, we're all there.
Rose is the one with the scarf.
Oh, sorry, I was not zoomed out enough. Sorry, ignore me. Okay.
So the first thing you'll notice as you approach the town is there seems to be like a couple of people looking around the farm area where all the dead horses are. And as they see you approach, Kassar covered in blood, Ulfar covered in blood, they quickly disperse and head back into nearby homes and shut the doors.
Ulfar's sort of despondent. He's just sort of like walking in silence, following everyone else, considering the fact that he might have to kill Kassar.
Duvar will ask where the nearest bar is. Does
I'll
anyone
point
know?
off into the distance to the leaning anvil.
I'm going to make the party aware that I will be leaving as soon as possible.
Do your beast thing.
Ulfar looks up at that to go where?
The nearest city.
Do you think you should be going anywhere near cities at the moment?
There's no other place for me. I'm useless without my hand. If there's anyone who can fix this, it will be in the city. There are learned people there.
Yes.
You sure you wouldn't like a drink first?
Now is not the time for drinks. Just going to sort of stare ahead. My eyes are a bit sort of glazed over. Still mildly in shock at kind of what's happened and what I've woken up to.
I will say I'll have a drink with you, Duval.
Duvar is questioning the term. Now is not the time for drink.
Kassar, do you intend to rest before you set off for the city?
No, there's no time for me. I need to leave as soon as possible.
No time to explain. Grab a cactus.
Okay, look, let's go. Duvar will sigh and think that it's a shame that he won't be able to get a drink, and then he'll look at, I think, Tortle, thinking that he still has some of his drink from the other place.
Oh, that's a good point. What did happen to the end of that?
Yeah, thinking that he still may have something there. But he'll agree with Kassar that maybe we should get back to town and see if we can fix his hand. But we also need somewhere where we can. Thinking, of course, that a town may have a jail that they could put him in at night, and see if we can prevent him from escaping and hurting anyone else.
Do you use the term anybody else?
No. He'll be kind. He'll be of course he'll say hurting anyone. Thank you. And so getting himself hurt as well.
Then we are
My
resolved.
sentences are not coming out tonight.
We are to head onwards.
Right. If everybody agrees. But he does turn, because Duvar does say to Cluck that he will definitely buy him a drink in the next time.
Okay. That's not
Oh.
bad. Remember, you still owe me money.
Do you want the drink or money?
Without looking at anyone in particular, just sort of staring out to see, I'll say if alcohol is that important to you, and I'll just throw the bottle of rum that I have into the snow. And I'll say, take your alcohol. I'm leaving.
And I'll say we already were leaving. That's what we decided to do.
David, in terms from here, is it quickest would I know whether it was quickest to travel by boat or by road to get to the closest city?
Your experience on the island before meeting the party was what?
I lived in and around the desert, and I moved away looking for signs of a great trouble that was coming, just fighting monsters across the. I've probably have been on at least a boat at some point, but that I wouldn't be well traveled or no shipping routes or anything like that. I probably would have had to have got a boat to get from some places to some places at some point.
Okay, so presuming that you arrived in the city, which is the sort of logical destination for most ships, you would have travelled here on foot.
Yeah. Okay.
In terms of day, that would be the best part of 2 days, you believe.
Okay.
I
will. Yeah. Well, I will share as much with the party, and say we should make a journey. We want to be far away from any civilized place by nightfall.
Cretel, what did you do with the head?
Just carrying it.
Okay.
So we walked out of the woods and people saw 2 men drenched in blood, a giant turtle, a giant chicken, and another guy holding a head of a manticore. Yeah, I'd run.
At least, hopefully, they think it was the manticore that did it, and we just actually killed it.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, you're right.
Okay. What do you do, guys?
Well, yeah. So I suggest we head off in the direction that we need to go. I presume Kassar is quite happy and starts trudging in that direction, given the way he's been behaving.
I'm not going to say happy, but I am trudging.
Okay, yeah. I will walk after it.
Okay.
Actually, I will walk about 3 feet behind him, watching his back, he could turn into a monster at any second.
Duvar will ignore the rum on the floor.
You're turning over a new leaf. It's the new sober Duvar.
Duvar's never going to be sober. He's a drunk.
I will, however, pick it up.
Okay, once you get into the centre of the village, word of your arrival seems to have gone on ahead, and there are a few faces that have come out to sort of watch as you sort of pass. So there is the owner of the tavern, there's the 2 dwarfs, and there is a sort of a well-dressed halfling who seems to be watching you from sort of the steps of the grand building. And he will call out to you, Cretel, seeing as you're carrying a manticore head, and will say, "You there, come forth."
I'll walk forward.
In the middle of town, you said, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. About there?
Yeah. So people are still wary of you as a group, but the well-dressed halfling seems to call Cretel forward, and as what the rest of you do, to that I don't know.
Gowie. Sorry. Seeing Kassar walk to deal with him, I'll continue walking past in the direction we're going, leaving it to Cretel to deal with it.
We'll catch up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll just continue walking.
Okay, so this halfling will introduce himself as Oscar, a merchant, and he will say, "What do you carry there?"
It is the head of a creature. We found it in a cave in the woods nearby. It was feasting on our friend.
He sort of looks at the creature and sort of pulls a face of disgust, but then turns back to you and says, "You killed this."
Yes.
He will say that this creature has plagued our village for several seasons now, and we have been unable to find it, let alone cause any damage to it. You must be great warriors of renown.
Well, we do what we can, and this is not our first beast.
He will then say that you are to be rewarded. Will you stop?
Well, our friend kinda has some missing body parts at the moment. Unless you know someone nearby who could actually help, we may need to get on our way fairly quick.
What help does your friend require?
He's missing a hand, and he's got a bit of a gammy leg.
Understatement of the world.
I don't know. He's losing a couple. He's lost a couple of toes. You know, like,
He will say that the village owes you a great deal for dealing with this monstrosity, and that while he can't help, he has heard of a item in the possession of somebody here that might be able to help.
Is Kazar still in earshot?
It depends how sort of focused trudging he is.
The condition I'm in, it is quite sort of like dull to everything around me. It's more sort of, if you imagine sort of like a mild state of shock, where it's just I literally can't really
He's
think
got
apart from one
PTSD.
thing. Yeah, it's a little bit like I only have like this one thing in my mind at the moment. I'm not really paying attention to anything else.
Okay, then
Right.
he's not in earshot.
Can any of them hear me?
I'm gonna say if you was to they can't hear you speaking, but if you was to shout, then sure.
Alright, I will yell. Get him to come back. There's a way we might be able to help him here.
I'll put my hand on Kasar's shoulders. Like, wait.
Everybody
Could
keeps
tell.
putting their hands on him. It's like, look what we've got and you haven't.
Look,
And
you
I
must
will-
join the NRA. They give you the right to bear arms.
But he got a wolf hand, not a bear.
Hey.
I will turn to the well-dressed halfling and ask him, what is this item?
He will tell you that there is somebody in the town who collects trinkets and oddities. But, I believe they might have what you need. As to how it works, you'd have to speak to her.
Could you point us in the direction of where we could find her?
He will point opposite the square to the building at the other end of the road that you've just walked down. And he will say that you need to speak to Alora.
And what are we likely to have to do to obtain this item?
Laura's the insane
Yeah,
blimmin' tinker lady.
I think you'll mean a Wawa.
War, best friend of Gowie. Yeah, no, okay.
So he will say that she might ask for something in return, but he doesn't know what that might be, but that you should be careful.
okay. And what was this reward you mentioned?
He will say that if you want, you can talk about it when you return. If your need to deal with your friend is greater.
Okay, we will talk on our return. Where can we find you?
He says that I spend most of my time in the guild hall here. When you return, ask for Osco, and I will have them show you to where I am.
Okay. In that case, I will take my leave and see about this trinket.
He asks for you to leave the Manticore head here.
Insight check that bitch.
Uh huh. Why is it you want to keep the head?
He will say this creature has terrorized this village for several seasons, and we wish to make a display of it.
See, I'm not crazy.
Okay, just remember what we did for you, and I just hand it to.
He will almost collapse under the weight.
Yeah, I forgot. Halfling's probably the size of that head.
Yeah. So he will steady himself, and then he will hand it off to some of the people that have gathered round him.
Okay, and we'll make our way down to Alora's house. Presuming,
Yep.
Kasara, you've been swayed by me and turning back and hearing the end of this conversation. Mike?
As you lay your hand on my shoulders, I'll just stop,
Yeah.
sort of in my tracks.
Yeah, I basically said, like Tortle said, we could fix it, and we walked back and heard the end of that conversation. So,
At the mention of fixing it, I'll ask to fix what?
your hand, my friend.
Okay, I will turn around and come with you and say if there's a way, we must do anything. And I will come back with you.
Okay, so as you proceed across the village, you will see in front of you a sign that says that this is the Fox's Quill, and from the outside it looks like a bookshop.
I will like bang on the door, like boom, 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 and like push it and see if it opens.
It will open. Inside, you will see a sort of a tall, a room full of tall wooden shelves with collections of ornate, like bounded books, ink flasks, quills, just pretty much anything you'd need to to write a memoir.
All right.
Towards the back of the place, you can see a short female dwarf who seems to be older than she looks, just from the air around her.
Having met Alora before, would I recognize her as being Alora?
Yes.
Yeah. I'll step over to her as like, I don't know if you remember me. I am Ulfa. Alora.
Ulfa.
Came through a few weeks. You asked me to aid you in one of your experiments, but I did not have the time to help. Experiments, expeditions, even.
Oh, yes. One of those. One helpful lot.
Yes, we have spoken to a gentleman in town. My friend has suffered a horrible fate, has lost a hand. He claimed that you might have a device of some kind that might be able to restore his hand to him.
Her eyes seem to light up at the mention of restoring a hand. A hand, you say?
Yes. I think it would be fair to say that his hand is worth more to him than his life. Is it something you
Was
be willing
he
to
a famous bard?
An archer of great renown.
She will sort of like think and hum to herself and go, yes, could work. I might be able to help your friend.
And what would be the price of such help? Or are you doing this out of the goodness of your heart?
You give me a hand, I'll give you a hand.
A literal hand? Or do you speak of services in trade?
Services, I'm not some sort of barbarian.
We have met some strange people. You never can tell. Fine, we will agree to help you if you help my friend now.
Agreed. And she will say, bring him forward.
And I will sort of shuffle over to the catatonic Kassar and sort of guide him over.
As he comes forward, she will sort of put on a pair of spectacles and start to have a look at his hand. This seems fresh. This is good. The nerves will still be of use.
If you can help me, I'll do whatever you need.
So she will reach into a drawer and she will take out a small chest. She will put a key into that chest and turn it and open it. Out of that chest, she will pull out a object wrapped in silk. And unfurling that, you will see a small three-fingered hand, mechanical in nature, with exposed cogworks on its surfaces.
That's badass.
You're literally going to be the claw man from Scary Movie.
It's my good hand.
My strong hand.
That, or it's got a little bit of a Winter Soldier vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be fair, I was thinking Luke Skywalker actually, but like, or Anakin.
It's more Anakin in sort of style. It's definitely doesn't look humanoid.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only got 3 fingers and a thumb, which is probably the first giveaway. In fact, no, sorry, 2 fingers and a thumb.
David, has this been pulled saying straight out of your RimWorld campaign or something? One of your guys
No.
have lost a limb and you've...
Funny enough, I didn't plan on Kassar losing her hand, really. I actually thought Duvar would be had more courage than that, but there you go.
Maybe he's a drunk.
She will say that you will need to restrain your friend. This will be quite painful.
Is there a chair to hand?
There is not.
Have we got the rum? Who's got the rum?
Okay.
She
I
will
hand over the bottle of rum.
She will clear the counter in front of her, so that you can lay him on top of it.
Up you get, my friend.
Anyone got a popsicle
I
stick?
will. I'll use my other hand to clasp the periapt at my neck.
Please hold him very still.
Okay.
Cluck's gonna move in and pin him down.
Yeah.
And just bear your weight across him.
Yeah.
I just tell everyone to stand back and I just cast Hold Person on it.
Or we can just ask a turtle to lay on him.
And Hold Person will do the job. He literally physically can't move.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't decide to fight against it, he doesn't have to make a save, in which case he's just paralyzed.
Oh yeah, do that. Paralyze him.
Kassar, do you take this willingly, or have you elected the way of pain?
For now, I think as soon as the pain starts, I might try to resist it.
Okay. So, sorry, Critel's gonna like hold you and paralyze you, so you're incapacitated now and can't move or speak, unless you choose to like try and save against it.
Okay.
Presuming he tells you what he plans to do.
Yeah.
Okay. Then, while Kassar's sort of paralysed, you'll see Allura come round to the other side of the counter carrying this hand, and she will press into it, and you will see several spikes come out of the wrist side of it. And now that his arm is completely still, she will position it just above his wrist and then shove it into him, spikes embedding several inches into his stump. As
Do
that,
you,
sorry, go on.
I was gonna say, do you want in the sort of interest of RPing it a little bit, do you want me to make some sort of con save against how painful this is for me?
Given that you're currently paralyzed, it doesn't matter how painful it is.
Fair enough.
You can't even blink. Your eyes are just open as you feel this most incredible pain, and it stems from your stump, and it feels like it's reaching all the way up your arm. And to the people watching, as she inserts this all the way on, she will twist it slightly, and a cuff will sort of open up and clamp into the flesh, sort of sealing it.
Is McNair going to be given antivirals or anti-rejection
That's
meds?
This hand has no way of intending to have him reject it.
I was gonna say fucking tetanus.
Okay, and she seems quite satisfied that it is bitten, and she will, with a small screwdriver, loosen a few of the cogs, and then you'll hear like this sort of like mechanical clockwork to start up in it. And it's more like,
okay. Oh, that's gonna fuck with your stealth. Damn.
but she seems quite happy that it seems to be working, and she will take a step back. And she will say to you, Kutel, it was good that you did that. That was probably very painful.
It looked it. That looked horrible.
This is where you release the whole person and he punches one of his face. With his
I
second
can't
hand.
release it. He has to actually like pass the check.
Oh no!
Why is he held forever now? That's concentration.
You can let it go, surely.
Oh, it is concentration. Only up to a minute as well.
Yeah, so there's probably about 20 or so seconds left.
Alright, I will release it then.
Laura will take a step back, and Kassar, as the whole person sort of diminishes, you seem to, like, the pain you were feeling before was bad, it just got 10 times worse, and it's like you've just put your hand in a bear trap.
Yeah, double over and throw up onto the floor, and then sort of fall sideways, clutching my arm.
Into the sick.
Well, I'm gonna try throw up forwards, fall sideways, if that makes sense.
Come on, this is Kazar. Shouldn't he just wince in pain?
And then
No.
just
He
yeah,
likes
sort
the
of,
toes for his pain toes.
and then yeah, I just sort of like scream in agony, I guess.
She seems to be watching and scribbling notes.
With my other hand, I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on myself at first level and just sort of touch the bit where it connects to my flesh.
So the flesh continues to cause you agony, despite your cure wounds.
Okay.
It's as if your nervous system is trying to fight off an attacker. But as you sort of look at it, you start to get a sensation, and you can just like slowly start to manipulate the two long fingers and the thumb.
Okay.
Now the fingers themselves are sort of like much longer than your former fingers were. They also have an extra joint in them, so they can sort of maneuver and articulate a lot more than your human fingers could.
So
Okay.
theoretically, like even if he didn't use his thumb, he could probably hold like the handle of a sword just in the two fingers because of the nature of those joints.
Yes.
So yeah, you've got more utility in them than a normal set of fingers.
Kasar 2.0.
Yep. We can rebuild him. We have the technology. We can make him fast.
Bicentennial Cassar.
She will say that she'll just be quite matter of fact. She says, "I didn't expect that to work." Most interesting. Your friend here is quite sturdy.
So you're
Had you
telling
caused
me
him harm, you
you've
would
never
have
done
regretted.
this before?
She'll say, "Oh God, no! Do you think anybody would let me attach that to them?"
Okay.
Where did you find it?
I found it in my travels. It's something of a hobby of mine. There's a it's quite hard to describe. So, in dum-dum terms, it is a artifact of a long past race. A race that was better than us in almost every way.
Kassar's getting very bored of all her nonsense, so he just no, not Kassar, sorry, Ulfar, and he just turns to Kassar and is like, "How does it feel, my friend?"
Just sort of flexing the two fingers and the thumb. I say, I'm not sure I'm gonna be the same.
So the pain will start to slowly subside, Kassar, but it never goes beyond sort of like a 6 out of 10.
Yeah. Okay, in which case I say what I said, but through gritted teeth.
She will turn to
Oh.
you, Ulfar, and say, "A deal is a deal, a hand for a hand."
It is. What do you want, crazy old lady? Like, having heard her say that this is some sort of experiment completely untested without letting us know that, I've got very little patience for her.
She will say that she now wants to go on this expedition that she's been trying to plan and find people to come along for, and that you are now all her assistants.
You cannot claim my friends. I was the only one that agreed to your deal. You have my word and my bond that I will help you. The others are involved by their own choice.
I will look up and say, for giving me a hand, you can have my services.
What is it that you ask of me? And I guess Kassar now, he has volunteered himself.
And the
Is
rest
this
of
pain
you,
ever going to go away?
you're
And
not sure.
That's a direct question. That's a direct question to her.
Oh, she'll go, "Yes."
Can I insight check
When
that,
you
see if I think
die?
she's telling the truth?
You can certainly insight check her, yes.
Yeah, I think I'm going to as well. Through the haze. Do you want me to make it like disadvantage because I'm still a bit fucked?
You can certainly make it a disadvantage.
26
I-
insight.
I feel like I should. I got a 6.
Yeah, so Kassar, you just sort of like, the pain is sort of numbing your senses a little bit, and you don't detect anything from her. Ulfar, no matter how matter of factly she said it, you can see through her sort of her air of superiority, she has no fucking clue.
A bald face lie. Yeah. Yeah.
This had better fucking
Yeah.
go away, and I clench the hand.
I'm going to look her in
The
the eye.
gears will whir, and you'll sort of notice that you're sort of like clenching so hard that you're actually damaging your fingertips. Say your fingertips, your new metal fingertip.
Oh, you got Terminator strength, boy. But no, Ulfar says after like realize, he says, "You are a terrible liar." Now, what is this expedition you speak?
She will look at everybody else in the room and says, You're either assistants or you must leave now.
Well, the last time we split up, that happened. So I'm fairly certain we're all in.
I imagined you would be my friends, but I did not want to speak for.
Okay, so she will say splendid, and she will go behind the counter. She will open another part of it, and she will take out a scroll. Now that scroll seems to be inlaid with it's sort of shimmering, so it looks kind of like it's made out of like gold or gold leaf, but it seems to be parchment. And as she unfills it and opens it, you will see what appears to be a completely blank parchment.
With the pain as it is, I'll okay, say to her, just like, do you mind? Can you give me 2 seconds? And I'm going to just sort of like pop my head out of door and scoop up a handful of snow and try to press it against the sort of the joint.
Like numb yourself.
Yeah.
I will turn to Xara and go, do whatever makes you feel best, Xara. We will fill you in on the details later. So, like, if you want to go and sit down or what.
I'll be back in a minute. Just getting some snow. Anything to help this fucking ache.
Then I turn and look at this parchment. I'm like, woo, a shiny empty parchment.
She'll say, "No, you dum dum," and as she sort of places her hand on the middle of it, a sort of part of the parchment will seem to glow, and it's like a little flashing blue dot. This is just like coming into it's almost as if it's a trick of your mind. It's like it will glow and then it will fade, and it will glow and then it will fade.
Wow.
Well, that's a neat trick, but what does it do?
She said, she sort of like looks flabbergasted as if like she can't believe that you're too stupid to not get this, and she also this technology, and she points at the map, smart, made by old people long ago. And then she'll point at Kasar outside and say, technology, and then make her like a grasping sort of claw thing. Same. This will take us to where that was made. And she keeps pointing at Kasar, where that was made. Who knows what else we might find there.
Possibly a robot with a missing hand.
She'll say, impossible. The person who sold me that assured me it did not come from anything that would come back to haunt me.
Were they as good a liars as you are? Or are you just a moron?
I do not lie. I'm a woman of science. Now, and she will say, and she'll just look at the map, and she will like sort of like take it in her hand and start to move, and you can see that as she moves, the blue dot seems to move very slightly across the paper as she walks, and then as she turns and walks back, it moves back across the paper. This will take us there. Do you understand now?
Yes.
Wow, you have a magic compass. Do you intend us to leave right this second?
No. You can take some time, get supplies, whatever you might need. But we leave today, after midday. I will keep hold of this, and she will roll it up and says, it was made by the gnomes, you know.
Okay.
Before we head off, I have a question. Do you have anything else of interest, like weird trinkets or anything that we might find useful?
No, that the part of your friend that's attached to my artifact is the only real thing apart from this map. They both cost me a lifetime's worth supply of gold.
You're rich, Kasa, and you have a fancy hand. Congratulations.
I don't feel particularly rich right now.
Says, I have some spell scrolls if that's the sort of thing that interests you.
What
You haven't
type?
got one about regeneration, perchance, have you?
She will shake her head and says, no regeneration.
Worth a try.
And she will sort of like pull out a collection of spell scrolls, and I'd like whoever wants to look through them, and I will only allow people who can cast magic. Make a Arcana check to see if you can understand what the spell is, what the spells are. The better you do, the more you'll identify. So Cretel,
Not great.
not doing very well.
I'll take a cursory glance, although I'm not going to do any better than I thought. Nope.
Ulfar doing worse.
Yeah, my dice are really doing the stupid role playing for me tonight. Real good, like literally every.
You've taken the cluck roll.
Okay, so Cretel, the only one that you can identify in all of that is a spell scroll of guidance.
Which is useless to me because I can cast it anyway.
That's why you recognise it.
There's nothing there of use to me, unfortunately. Do you know where a general store is here, so we can go get provisions?
She will say, yes, across town by the bridge. Run down shabby little place, you can't miss it. It's called the Crate and Barrel.
Oh yeah, passed it on the way in.
Okay, we will go and get prepared.
How long should we expect to be away on this errand of yours?
3-4 days. But not all dead by then we should have returned.
Acceptable. And I'll walk out the door.
I'll follow.
The rest of you?
We'll leave.
We'll follow.
I'm gonna sort of spend some time sort of getting used to my hand and sort of looking at it and what it can do.
Mm-hmm.
Do you need some alone time?
Yes.
With your new hand.
Given your
Yes.
super strength, it's probably not advisable. I say super strength is probably no stronger than your current hand. It's just when you're not feeling the pain in it, it's a bit easier to overcome what would normally be deemed as impossible.
Not to mention, obviously, like being metal, it's harder than flesh. So there's
Yeah,
that.
but it's quite fragile and delicate as well.
Okay.
You're fairly certain that if you was to damage any of the cogs, that it would cease to function entirely.
Okay. So no punching through walls, man.
In fact, it's probably at this point, Kassar, that you will start to lose the ability to control the hand, and it will sort of like the fingers will sort of tighten up into a fist, and you can't really do anything with it.
Oh.
It's a dud.
Just sort of stare at it and will it to unclench.
Make a perception check. Okay. So willing it seems to make no difference, but you do see what appears to be a tiny winding mechanism.
Ah. You gotta
Okay.
wind yourself up.
So if I wind it up,
The gears will start again, and you will regain control of it.
right? Okay. I'm gonna keep sort of a check of the time in my head and see how long it takes to run out.
Hmm. Okay, and then you head across town to
The general store.
the general
With
General
the crate and barrel.
the crate and
No one knows who the general is.
It's one of those two, but I can't remember which. I think.
Oh, what was he a general of?
stores.
Ignorance. um, I turned to Cattell. Is like, did you have a plan for particular things for us to take on this journey?
Probably be a good idea to see if we can find any type of potions or anything like that, and definitely some rations.
Maybe a tent.
Yeah, anything that might be useful. Probably best just to ask what there's in stock, really.
Yep. Okay. In we go then.
I'll have headed off that way.
Okay.
Sorry, you've gone wandering off where, Cassandra?
Just up on the north road.
On his own to get eaten by another werewolf.
Okay,
I'm getting acquainted with my new hand.
Behind a tree.
The wanking hand.
if to be fair, if I notice Kasar going off on his own, I'll like yell at him like meet back at the Laura's in an hour.
Hmm.
Suppose you should really do some target practice, see if you can fire a bow with that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna just sort of try a few different things with my hand.
I'm sure you are.
okay.
Get your minds out of the gutter.
It's not going to get old.
You're gonna sit on it.
So,
Doesn't need to.
Someone might.
So you come across the Crate and Barrel, which is a two-story wooden building with several shuttered windows on the top floor. Inside, there's several battered shields hanging off the wall. There's also some planter boxes near the door, and the windows seem to be lined with items for sale. As you enter, a small male halfling who's quite rough-looking with red hair will appear from a back room, and he will welcome you. And he will say his name is Gwawi, and welcome to his humble store. And how may he help such fine gentlemen as yourself?
I'm still
Yeah,
dripping with blood, right?
Yeah, you're pretty covered with blood, but in a town, in a village where there's not a whole lot going on, he's not going to pass up a potential sale.
Yeah, fair dues.
Good day to you. I wondered what you had in stock right now.
Most things. Is there anything in particular you're after?
Healing potions.
Yeah, that's some healing potions, some rations, anything we might find interesting as we're about to go take a couple of day journey.
Interesting. Well,
A 5-man tent, perhaps.
a five-man tent.
Jesus Christ, what kind of part are we having?
I might be able to find. No tents. Healing potions. Healing potions I can find.
How many do you have?
He will start counting on his fingers. 6.
What is the cost?
For you, my good friend, 60 gold each.
What have you got in the way of hard-wearing rations?
Hardware?
Hard wearing, yes. Something
Oh.
that will survive and
Fish.
last a long time. Fish.
Fish. Salted fish. Only the finest from our humble harbour here.
What would it set me back for 3 days travel worth of your fish?
6 gold a barrel.
Barrel. Jesus.
You
How
don't,
many
you don't
rations
sell
like
in
are in a barrel?
Yeah.
He sort of like getting counts on his. It could probably stretch to 10 days.
for one person.
Yes.
Jesus.
The fish here, they're pretty good.
Can we try some?
Sure, the sea is right over there, and he'll point.
I meant a small taste of the salted fish to see if we actually like it.
He will say to you that a hungry man likes salted fish.
And how much is a barrel?
6 gold.
We do not need a barrel of fish. I don't know about you guys. I probably have enough rations to make us through this journey. And if we have to come back and buy this fish, we can.
Salted
think-
fish,
Salted fish.
So I'll still
the
got enough food to
finest
last me a
salted
lifetime.
fish.
Sustroming.
Bless you.
Well, I will take 2 of the healing potions.
As will I.
That's 120 gold, please, each.
I hand over the money.
He will hand you 2 healing potions, and these potions seem to be in beer bottles with little stoppers in the top.
Okay, seeing them, I'm gonna look at them and see whether I think they look right, regardless of their container. Do they look like the healing potions I know that work that I have? Do you want like an arcana?
Well, so any potion you can sort of determine the function by a taste. So presuming that somebody
Well,
lets you
Okay,
taste
I'm not
it
gonna
down.
try and test it. Like I was just gonna do a look test. Like I'll leave it to them then if it's up to them to decide whether they trust those dodgy looking potions.
I will open one of them and like dip my finger in and taste it.
It tastes like a healing potion.
I put the stopper back in and then put it in my bag.
I will then hand over 120 pieces. Two healing potions.
Anything else? Anything for you, sirs?
Anything in your wares that you suggest that might be useful going for a day's travel in the wilderness?
I have some fine armor trimmed with the finest lynx fur.
I don't need armor.
What kind of armor?
Leather armor. Studded leather. Studded with material you can't even imagine exists.
I think I'll be fine with what I've got and just like clang my breastplate.
Your bad fitting breastplate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
What material is this?
Yes.
It's leather.
And the studs?
I was questioning the studs.
I don't know what they call it. It's a material they find in the ground around here sometimes. It's gold, but it shimmers like gold at least, but it's a silvery sort of colour.
And does it have any special properties?
I think we probably need to
It's-
get cut to the chase and go.
It's shiny.
How much is the question?
Hmm. 2 seconds. Consulting spreadsheet. He will say 150 gold.
I'm wearing heavy armor anyway. Leather wouldn't really work for me.
Who's wearing every leather armor in our party? Who does wear it?
No one. Maybe Kassar. Clucks in.
Kazar would, yes.
I wear leather, yeah.
Yeah. But I don't think he particularly cares about being pretty. Shiny also not
Shiny
really.
is bad.
Yeah. Even with a cloak.
Paint them
like-
black. What does Cluck wear then? He puts armor on and takes it off.
Clucks in chain, I think.
Yeah.
I'm in cast off spiked armor.
Oh yeah, you got that special spiked armor stuff.
Anything else, gentlemen? Anything else?
Do you have any darts that I can buy? Anything like darts?
No, nothing like that. I have a long bow if that interests you.
Looks at Kazar.
Kassar's not there.
Yeah, he's not here.
It's made out of elm.
Elm, very nice. Ooh, what does elm do?
It's just wood.
A form of tree.
It's a form of tree. Okay.
I've got a
What
ring.
raises us? Ooh, what's a ring?
It's imbued with a spirit.
Ooh. Who's spirit?
I don't know. He says he was a mage.
What? Has this ring done any good for anyone, or is he just being a pain in the ass like most mages?
I don't know. I don't like to wear it. It gives me headaches.
And how much of the ring? How much can we take it off your hands for?
How much for a headache ring?
Yeah, exactly. You're not selling it to us very well.
I've not tried to sell it to you yet.
Okay.
How much are you expecting for a headache ring?
5,000 gold.
I laugh in your
5,000 gold for a headache. I'll give you.
He will pull out the headache ring and hold it in front of you, and you can see it's quite shiny and looks quite ornate. Says, "Are you sure?"
Unless it does something else other than give people headaches, then it's really not worth it.
He will put it
Yeah.
on
I'll give you
and
5
turn
gold.
invisible. Like right before you, as in like Frodo putting on the ring, he just puts it on and just puff.
Oh shit! Ashnash Kubataruk.
And then he would take it off and go, "It's not worth the headaches."
If it's not worth the headaches, why would it be worth 5,000 gold?
Because being invisible is quite a trick.
Yeah.
Not in snow, it ain't. Well, since I don't have 5,000 gold, I can give you 5 gold.
I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
I thought that might be your answer. I'll walk out.
yeah, I'll follow Duvar out.
We do not have that kind of money. at the moment, and yeah, we'll just leave.
Certainly not for a headache. Ridiculous.
And says, do come back when you've got some more money. Kassar, you wandered off into the woods or to the sort of north of town on your own.
If you
Yes.
go into the woods today, you're in for a big surprise.
Yeah, I'm still sort of on the edge of town. I'm just sort of, yeah, just off the path. Kind of thing. Just trying out a few things with my hand, like testing it, holding my daggers, like using equipment, firing off a couple of shots into a tree with my bow, that sort of thing.
Just make an attack roll.
Okay.
Yep, your aim seems to be as good as usual.
Yeah.
Okay. And sort of flexing it, just using it more and more, and then waiting to see until how long until it runs out of coggingness.
So it doesn't seem to show in any signs of slowing down. Sort of as you've had it much longer, or since it's been sort of like longer than you were wearing it before it ran out last time. You suppose that it wasn't probably wound very much, maybe out
Okay.
of fear.
Okay. Alright, I'm gonna sort of, after having tested a few things, I'm just gonna go sit underneath this tree, and just sort of sit and essentially think about what's happened and what's happened to me over the course of the past day.
What's everybody else?
Um,
Oh, I'm gonna go to the guild hall thing.
Okay, and everybody
Yeah.
else?
yeah, I will come with Kassar. With nothing better to do, I will probably mention to the others that there is a blacksmith in town, and point it out if any of them want to visit. On our way to the guild hall.
Mhm.
Which one's the blacksmith?
I can't remember, but I know.
It's over there somewhere.
I don't think I ever I knew, but I never asked David specifically to tell me, so I haven't written it down.
There's a 4G place, you know.
Yeah, that one. At the end of that road.
Yeah, behind the leaning anvil.
Which you can see where it gets its name.
We spend a couple hours. Is it possible to do a short rest or something like that?
Go to the bar and do a short rest.
I don't think it's been a couple of hours.
No, I mean, we're spending a couple of hours here though, aren't we?
No, I said an hour to meet back at Alora's with
Okay,
Kassar. When we've been away for maybe 5 minutes.
You've been asleep for a long enough time, Mr. Tortle.
yeah, but I've also had to fight things.
Fight is a bit of a strong word. You were present while other things fought, yes.
Duval's not mentioned that he came here in a or has he?
He's mentioned nothing, and everybody's been kind of freaked out about Kassar so much that nobody's asked him anything about it.
Yeah.
Which is understandable, really. Kassar's the likable, sort of rogue, the kind of the soul of the party, and Duval
Also,
is
Duval has a history of walking off and turning back up, it's within character.
like a bad penny. He just keeps turning up.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
In fairness, we lost him, or they lost him, in a whole different town, many days from here. We turned up to this town, walked into a random bit of wood, and he's just there. That is
Walking
essentially
around in
what has happened.
circles.
And he's just
blood and guts.
he's just there in this piece of wood, just like, yeah, I was hiding here, guys. That's it. That's the story of what happened to Duval so far.
right.
It's a conversation for a long rest, I think.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
Hmm.
get to it if we remember.
Juvar will be like, I was with you guys, do you not remember? Okay,
um,
so Kretel and Ulfa, as you return to the centre of the village, you will see that a large pike has been erected and a manticore's head has been stuck upon it. And there are ropes descending from it, and there are kids sort of dancing round this manticore, maypoling around this manticore pike.
Well, that's about the creepiest thing I've ever seen in my entire fucking life.
Well, at least now we know why they wanted the head.
Yes, because the children are creepy. Right, let's go get this reward.
Yes.
Go into the guild hall.
Yep.
Okay, so inside the guild hall, first of all, you'll see what appears to be it's a large ornate building with timber and brick walls. It has several stained glass windows that face out towards the sea. Inside, you can see a large meeting hall, and there's several small rooms coming off either side. If you sort of go along, so you don't immediately see Osco in any of them. And if you ask anybody or look at any of the doors, you're pointed to one that so it has, well, they all have name plaques on it, but the one that you're pointed to says what's it say? It says Osco Yellow Crane, Spice Merchant.
Okay, make our way over to the spice merchant.
So as you enter what appears to be like a small room, you will see sort of like several jars of different coloured spices, and a scale and a set of weights, and you will see Osco sort of just dropping like minute crumbs of this purple looking powder into a scale to balance it with what appears to be a single gram of weight.
Oh, is this like Dune spice? Is he really a drug dealer? Is that what we're... This could be a fun reward. I'll let Kretel take the lead, being that he's the one.
Good day, Osco. You told us to come find you when we had some time.
He says, yes, one moment, and he'll keep counting out grains of this spice until it's perfectly measured, and then he will sort of gently brush it into an envelope and seal it, and then seal it with a wax impression of his signet ring, which looks like a crane, and it is yellow wax. He will say, yes, your reward, please, come in. So he will say that I am the duly elected leader of the guildsmen here, and as such I have a bit of a budget for things that the village may need. All of our merchants will pay into this fund, and will use it for things like repairs to the guild hall, for guild meetings at the Anvil, and
Manticore deaths.
general bounties. We have to be self-sufficient out here on the frontier.
I understand.
And he will pull out a small bag of coins, and he will throw it at you, Kretel, and says, "This is for a job well done."
What coins are in this bag?
Yeah. How small a bag?
It seems to be a sizable pouch. You sort of look for it. It's about 350 gold coin.
Okay.
So it's like, it's reasonable, right?
Yeah. For someone losing an arm and some toes.
Yeah. Well, we didn't expect any reward, so This is very kind of you.
If
Okay.
you have any other issues, let us know. We'll be back in a couple of days.
He says, Yes, I'm sure if you're looking for some things to do, we can find use of men such as yourself here.
Just come back when we're in town then.
Yes, you can find me here, perhaps at the anvil.
Okay. Are we done here, Cattell?
Yes.
Perfect, and that's where we're going to end for the night. So I think that's as good a place to end. We're just slightly overrun. So first of all, anybody who's still watching at this point, do give us a follow. Shout out if you're still in the chat. Anything you liked, anything you didn't like. If you felt Kasau was being a bit moody, then please comment on that, because he was massively moody today. He's like a little emo kid.
Yeah, it was
Well,
no reason for it
it's
as
just
well.
he's leant so deep into the emo-ness of like, he was already pretty emo to start with. He's just sitting in the snow going, you know, when I was a young boy.
So next week is the 16th, and I'm just going to check my calendar, but I think I am good.
Yeah, I don't think I've got an issue with that.
I've got something here that says Blackburn, so we'll see.
Oh no.
Oh no.
That's basically Helmshire, right?
Yes. So assuming that that's okay, we'll still be here. If not, we'll get a message out somehow. So hopefully you enjoyed that. If you have stuck with us this far, just quickly around the table then, if anybody wants to say anything.
Yeah, have a good night.
Yeah, enjoy.
Enjoy.
Yeah, just have this for a mental image. A werewolf with a metal hand.
A metal hand that might be able to resist the evil nature of its heart.
Oh god.
Find out at the next full moon.